Hey guys, this is Andrew with rockclass101.com. Today we're going to be learning the New Year's classic Auld Lang Syne. And what's cool about this arrangement is that it's written for the fingerstyle player in mind. So if you're looking to get some more practice with fingerstyle playing, this is a perfect tune for you. Now, think of this song as basically being 8 bars in length. That's it. So this arrangement takes that 8-bar form and doubles it. So that means that we're going to be playing the song 2 times. And I've broken it into 2 sections. I'm calling it the A melody for the first 8 bars and the B melody for the second 8 bars. So basically what happens that's different is that the B melody has some variation from the A melody. So that's what makes it cool. Instead of taking those same 8 bars for the A and doubling it where everything sounds identical, the B melody introduces a few variations to kind of spice up your playing for this song. So in this video, we're going to be learning the A melody. And if you guys want to learn the B melody, you can go to rockclass101.com and you can also get the complete tabs for this song as well as access to the on-screen tab viewer. And what that is it basically lets you watch this video or just my audio of me playing it, and it scrolls the tab across in real time, and you can highlight bars, loop sections, slow it down to whatever speed you want. It's a great asset for practicing. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. Let's learn the A melody. So this song is in the key of F. So our first chord is just going to be out of that stock F chord. And we actually have a pickup note right before that, and it's going to be on beat 4, so it's just a quarter note. So pickup note just means that we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we start the song on beat 4, okay? So let's do this. Let me go ahead and just play that pickup note measure plus the first bar, and then we'll break it down. Okay, so that's what it sounds like. So what I have again is that open 3rd string is going to be that pickup note. So we're going to hit that and then go into an F chord, and you're going to strum 4 to 2. So we're strumming to string 2 only because that 2nd string is going to be our melody note. So again, I'm just strumming 4 to 2 with the F chord, and then I'm going to pick 2nd string, 3rd string, and lift my index finger up to play the open 2nd string. So again, I have, okay, one more time. Okay, that's the first half of that bar. The second half of that bar starts with a quicker rhythm. It's a 16th note. We're actually going to do a hammer-on, so we're going to strum what it's basically like an A minor, but it's going back to an F. Right, so if I leave my first finger up, I'm going to hammer it back down to that 1st fret of string 2. Okay, so I strum and I hammer down. And then from there I can pick out of that chord. I'm going to pick 4, 3, 2, but when I get to 2, I'm going to add another hammer on to the 3rd fret of string 2. So I'm going 4, 3, hammer on 1 to 3, and then finally the open first. So it sounds like that if we play it super slow, right? 4, 3, 2, hammer on, and then 1. Okay, so the second half of bar 1 would be slower. Okay, if I play it from the beginning, I have 2, 3. Okay, next we're going into a C5. So think of a basic C chord. If we move our 3rd finger up 1 string to the 2nd string and we put it on that 3rd fret of string 2, we have a C5. But again, we're going to have this hammer on into that C5. So lay your first finger, just put your first finger on the 1st fret of string 2. You're going to strum 4 to 2 and do a quick hammer on to 3. So it looks like that. So again, I'm strumming 4 to 2, we're ignoring string 1. So again, I'm strumming to that hammer on, and then I'm going to pick out of that chord. And I'm just going to pick 4, 3, 2, okay? So let's do this real quick. Let's actually play bar 3 so we can put that rhythm and melody into context. So it sounds like that. One more time. Okay, so again, we have strum, hammer on, and then we're gonna pick 4, 3, string 2, but lift that ring finger up, and you still are having your first finger planted on that first fret of string 2. So it sounds like that. Okay, next we're going to a C7, so make that C5, add your middle finger to the 3rd fret of string 4, and the 3rd string will be open, so you're going to strum 4 to 2 again, then you're going to play 3, 1, open 4. So it sounds like that, strum 3, 1, 4. So if I put bar 3 together, I have, okay, again. Alright, now if I take it from the first pickup note, just the beginning of the song, I had 2, 3. Sounds like that, a bit slower. 2, 3. Okay, this takes us to bar 4. We're going to go back to an F. And from this F, we're actually going to add a couple dominant chords in there too. So these might be new shapes for you, but we'll break it down. So again, keeping with that same flow, we're going to strum 4 to 2, and then play string 1, string 3, string 2. Pretty simple stuff right there. We can lift that middle finger up for right now, and we can add our ring finger to the 3rd fret of string 3. We're going to strum down from 3 down. This is our F7, and then hit string 3 by itself, and then put that middle finger back where it was and add our pinky to the 3rd fret of string 1. And this is another variation on the F7. Okay, so this one actually requires all 4 fingers, so it might be a little tricky. So that's what we end up with. So basic F, strum 1, 3, 2, then I can add my ring, and you're totally welcome to keep that planted. It'll actually make it easier. So I'm going to add my ring to the 3rd fret of string 3, strum 3 down, hit string 3 by itself, and then add my pinky to 3 on string 1, and strum all 4. So real cool sounding bar. Now if we tie that from the beginning, we have so that's the first few bars. Now we're on bar 4, guys, and this one's actually going to be a partial bar chord. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your first finger, lay it flat on the 3rd fret of strings 1 and 2, and put your ring finger on the 5th fret of string 3. So we're going to ignore string 4 for right now. We're going to do a strum, but again we have a hammer on, and our hammer on is going to be the 5th fret of string 1 with your pinky. So you can watch this finger hammer on after I strum. Okay, so this is just a B flat chord, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be picking out of this chord after I do the hammer on. So after I do this hammer on, I'm going to keep that pinky planted there. Right, that's the first half of this bar. If I play bar 4 all together, again I have. Okay, so you can see that it's basically playing out of that, but our pinky's got a bit of a movement going on. So again, I'm doing a strum and a hammer on, and then I'm playing 3, 2, 1. Okay, the second half is going to go 3, 2, 3, and then we're going to have a quick hammer-on pull-off on string 1. So it's going 3, 5, 3. Remember, this entire time our index finger is barred. So if you want to make it easy, you stop right there. But if you're playing the song slower, you can add the extra note. You can add the 6th fret of string 2. So you can see how after I do 3, 5, 3, I can reach to 6 on 2. So it just depends. If you're playing the song pretty fast, you can cut that last note out to buy you enough time to jump into bar 5. But if you're playing it slower, you can add that extra note. So again, bar 4 will sound like this. Okay, slower. Okay, now if I add the first few bars up to that point, now we have okay, so this leads us into bar 5. And bar 5 goes back to that F chord, and we're going to add one variation in. We're going to make that F, and we're going to add our pinky to the 3rd fret of string 1. But before we do that, again, we have that same theme where it's a strum and a hammer-on. So you strum the basic F, and then hammer on with your pinky to that 3rd fret of string 1. So here's what bar 5 sounds like. Okay, so again we have strum and hammer on to 3 on 1. Then we're picking out of it 2, 3, open 1. So lift that pinky up. Sounds like that. Okay, then the second half will be basic F, strum, open 3rd, and then we're going to do a quick 1 to 3 hammer on string 2, and open 1. Okay, so again, and that's what we end up with. So that one's pretty simple. So now let's go ahead and play everything up to bar 5. Okay, so now we're on page 2, guys, if you're following along with the tab. So let's look at bar 6. So first thing you'll notice that with bar 6 is it's actually identical to bar 3. So it's that C5 with the C7 that we had done. Right? So we'll just skip over that because it's the same thing. And then the next bar will take us into a B flat chord. So that B flat one it looks like a staircase shape. It's going to be 3, 2, 1, okay? And that's on strings 4, 3, and 2. So again, we're going to ignore string 1 for right now. We're going to strum 4 to 2, and then hit open 1. So here's what that bar sounds like. This is bar 7. Okay, so again, I'm going to strum 4 to 2, hit the open 1, and then I'm going to lift my middle finger up. I'm going to do a hammer on 0 to 2 on string 3 and hit string 2 after that. So I have, okay. Next I can lift my ring finger up and I'm going to play the top 2 strings and then the top 2 open strings after that. And that's what I end up with. And those last ones are longer hits, they're quarter notes. Okay, and finally it takes us to our last bar, which you can see basically almost all of it plays out of that F. So the first 3/4 of it plays out of that F chord. It's 4 to 2 strum, and then we're going to play 4, 3, 2, 3, open 1. So the trick is that when you get to that opens, those last two notes, you're going to be moving your hand up to grab this last chord, which is going to be a variation on a C7. So watch my hand move up for this last part. So you see when I get to that beat 3 end, right? Those two opens, open third, open first, my left hand moves up to catch the last chord, and the last chord is my ring finger on 5 on string 1, and my index finger on 4 on string 3, and then I'm finally going to add my pinky to 6 on 2 for that last note. Right? And all the other strings are open, so 4 and 2 are open in this chord. Okay, so one more time. Okay, so that's bar 8. That's the entire A melody, guys. Let's do this. Let's play it all the way through so we can put what we just learned in context. Okay, so that is our whole song all the way through for the A melody. Remember, the B melody is going to play the same 8 bars, but it throws some variation in there, which makes it really cool. And then there's a little outro as well, just to end the song very nicely. So you guys can learn the second half of this arrangement at rockclass101.com, as well as get access to the complete tabs that you can print out and access to that on-screen tab viewer, which lets you play the YouTube performance or just the audio of me playing and scroll the tab across in real time, slow it down to whatever speed you want, loop an entire bar, 2 bars, 3 bars, or half of a bar. It lets you basically do whatever you need to for practicing and to get it down faster. So it's a great learning asset. You guys can get all of that at rockclass101.com. I hope everyone has a happy new year, and here's to a great next year. I hope to see you guys in class. Thank you.